What if I told you one plant has been studied for inflammation, enlarged prostate, seasonal allergies, blood sugar, blood pressure, joint pain, and urinary health? Would you believe me? Today, we're talking about one of nature's most nutrient dense herbs. And this herb happens to be one of my favorite. This one right here is stinging nettle. You may have heard me cover this herb in my Kidney Diaries series. And today, I want to give you a little bit more insight. This is definitely one of my favorite for those kidneys, arthritis, joints, and so much more. But we're going to get into it. This video is about education, not hype. Stinging nettle is an incredible plant with promising research behind it, but it's not a miracle cure. The goal is to help you understand what the science actually says so you can make informed decisions about your health. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Kidney Diaries, where we're learning how to take care of the body that God has entrusted to us through education, herbal wisdom, and intentional living. The Bible says in Psalms 82:6, "Ye are God's." In 1 Corinthians 3:16, we're also reminded that our bodies are God's temple. And guys, if this body is a temple, then it is our job to take care of it. So that's what this series is all about. So, what is stinging nettle? Or as herbalists call it, Urtica dioica or diosa or dioica. I'm not exactly sure if I'm saying it right, but it's a leafy green plant that grows throughout North America, Europe, and parts of Asia. If you've ever brushed up against it while you're hiking, you know what I'm about to say. You probably remember it has tiny hairs on its leaves that can cause a burning or stinging sensation on your skin. Those tiny hairs contain natural compounds that irritate the skin when the plant is fresh. The good news is that once nettle is dried or cooked, those stinging hairs become inactive, which makes the plant safe to prepare as tea, soups, or even other foods that you may have seen online. Look it up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You'll find lots of nettle recipes. But moving along. For centuries, cultures around the world have used nettles as both nourishing food and as herbal remedies, which is how I use mine. Today, researchers are studying nettle to better understand why it's earned that reputation. You know, one thing that I find crazy about nettle is the same plant that stings your skin can also nourish your body. Ain't that amazing? Just think about it. I can get stung by this plant and it can nourish my body. That's crazy. That is crazy. One of the biggest reasons herbalists appreciate nettle is because it's very nutrient dense. Some of the nutrients that nettle is packed with: iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, chlorophyll, and many plant compounds called polyphenols. I know I just uncovered a lot, but let's cover what matters the most. Iron helps your body make healthy red blood cells that carry oxygen throughout your body. You may have heard that people with kidney disease can sometimes develop anemia. This simply means that they don't have enough healthy red blood cells. So while nettle isn't necessarily a replacement for medical treatment, it's one of the reasons people consider it a nourishing herb. So magnesium is going to support hundreds of chemical reactions inside your body. It helps your muscles to relax, it helps to support healthy nerves, and it also plays a major role in maintaining a normal heartbeat. This is one of the reasons why I started drinking nettle tea. I had arrhythmia, and when I started drinking nettle tea, my heartbeat has been regular ever since. Moving along to calcium. So, calcium is best known for its bone support. It is also important for healthy muscles and nerve function. We have vitamin C. Vitamin C is another nutrient that you can get from stinging nettle. What vitamin C does is act as an antioxidant, which helps in protecting cells from damage that is caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. Nettle also contains chlorophyll. If you know, you know. Chlorophyll is that green pigment that is found in plants. It's also been studied for its antioxidant properties. You may have known nettle to also help with digestion. Now, here's something important for my kidney diary family. If you have advanced kidney disease or you've been told to limit potassium or certain minerals, always speak with your healthcare provider. As I told y'all before, I'm an herbalist, not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I know so you can grow. But before you go regularly drinking nettle tea or taking nettle supplements, this is what's best for you. I'm just saying. What's healthy for one person isn't always appropriate for someone whose kidneys aren't filtering normally. However, nettle is definitely one of them girls, and I'm just gonna say that. So let's take a look at what scientists have actually studied about nettle. The first thing I want to cover is inflammation. So, inflammation is your body's natural defense system. Picture it like this: if you cut your fingers or you catch a virus, inflammation helps your body heal. The problem is when inflammation sticks around for months or even years. We call that chronic inflammation, and it can slowly damage tissues throughout the body, including the kidneys. Another thing that researchers have found is that nettle leaf can also help reduce certain inflammatory signals within the body. Think about inflammation like a campfire. A small fire can be useful, but if people keep throwing logs onto that fire, what you think is going to happen? Eventually, the fire grows out of control. So, some of the natural compounds in nettle appear to help reduce the number of logs being added to that fire. So, nettle comes in like, hold up, wait a minute. So, this is what's going to help your body to calm its inflammatory response. That's one reason scientists continue studying it. And y'all know how scientists is, they just want to know everything. Anyways, inflammation isn't always loud, so sometimes it's slowly damaging your body in complete silence. Second thing nettle is also great for is joint pain and arthritis. Several studies have explored stinging nettle for people living with osteoarthritis and other inflammatory joint conditions. To my sister, I hope you watching this. If you watching this, that's for you. Okay, girl? Anyways, moving along. Researchers believe its anti-inflammatory compounds may help reduce pain and stiffness in some people, and this pain is what's associated with arthritis or joint pain. Does it mean it cures arthritis? No. But the findings suggest it may provide supportive relief. Catching my drift? The third thing that nettle is good for is going to be our seasonal allergies. Have you ever wondered why your nose starts running, why your eyes itch, and why you keep sneezing during allergy season? This is because your blood releases chemicals that are called histamines. Histamine is part of your immune system. When it's released in large amounts, it creates many of those uncomfortable allergy symptoms that you may have often experienced. Some research suggests that stinging nettle may help to reduce your histamine responses. Again, we're seeing a common theme. Many health conditions involve chronic inflammation in one way or another. So many of these diseases that look different on the outside, the inflammation is often happening behind the scenes. And this is in quite a few diseases, if not all of them. Most diseases surround themselves around some sort of inflammation. Moving along to enlarged prostate. One of the best studied uses of nettles is for benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is also called BPH, or an enlarged prostate. So as the prostate enlarges, it'll press up against the urethra, making it harder to urinate. Many men will experience weak urine flow, frequent nighttime urination, or the feeling that they can't completely empty their bladder. So research suggests that nettle may also help to cure up some of these urinary symptoms. Why does that matter? Well, it matters because healthy urine flow is an important part of maintaining urinary tract health. Your kidneys make the urine, but your entire urinary system has to work together to get it out. Nettle also helps to improve blood sugar, which we cover this often. Why does that matter for kidney health? Because consistent high blood sugar can damage the tiny blood vessels. And I'm going to use the coffee filter analogy again. When blood sugar stays elevated for years, those filters can become damaged, making it harder for your kidneys to remove waste from your blood. Protecting healthy blood sugar is one of the ways to protect kidney function. So high blood pressure is another major cause of kidney damage. We have also covered this before in Kidney Diaries, but let's keep going. So inside of your kidneys, there's these tiny, delicate blood vessels that filter your blood nonstop. Imagine spraying a garden hose at full blast against a paper coffee filter every minute of the day. Over time, that pressure would wear the filter down. The same thing can happen inside your kidneys when your blood sugar stays too high for too long. Nettle may also have high blood pressure lowering effects, but it should never replace your blood pressure medication without medical guidance. I want to let y'all know that your kidneys don't usually fail overnight. Often it happens slowly, one day at a time. Another great benefit of nettle is oxidative stress. Imagine you're leaving a bicycle outside in the rain for years. Eventually, that bicycle starts to rust. Your body experiences something similar at the cellular level. Everyday cells are exposed to unstable molecules, which are called free radicals, and over time they can damage healthy cells if they build up faster than your body can count them. This is called oxidative stress. So, stinging nettle contains these antioxidants that may help to protect cells from some of that damage. It's not about stopping aging, it's about helping protect healthy cells from unnecessary wear and tear. So, what does this mean for kidney health? Let's put everything together. So, today we have learned that stinging nettle may support your urinary tract health, provide vitamins and minerals that the body may be missing. It can also help to reduce inflammation, offer antioxidant support. It can support your healthy blood sugar, your blood pressure, and these are all important because inflammation, high blood pressure, and poorly controlled blood sugar are major contributors to kidney damage. What does stinging nettle taste like? So, stinging nettle has a very earthy taste. There's really no other way I can describe the taste but to say it's earthy. It doesn't have as distinct of a taste as, I guess, lemongrass. Is very grassy, but it's a very mild, earthy grass taste. So, the mindset I want you guys to adopt today is herbs do not replace healthy habits, they help to support them. Say it with me. Herbs do not replace healthy habits, they help to support them. So, my favorite way to enjoy nettle is, as you can see, or as you might have already guessed, is nettle tea because I'm always on camera drinking tea. And honestly, if it's not my kidney tea, I'm drinking nettle tea. So, I'm just gonna let you know it's green herbs in my cup all the time. For a simple cup of tea, I use about 1 tablespoon of the dried loose leaf in about 16 ounces of hot water, and I let it steep for at least 15 to 20 minutes. If you're making what's called a nourishing infusion, I'll use about 1 ounce of dried nettle in a quart-sized jar. So with that method, you're gonna pour your boiling water over it, you're gonna cover it, and you're gonna let it steep overnight. And the next day, you're just gonna strain it, and you can enjoy it throughout the day. Obviously, that method is going to be way more potent than just steeping it for 10 to 15 minutes. You're probably going to get way more of the benefits that nettle has. Many herbalists use longer steeping times because minerals like calcium and magnesium, they take way longer to move into the water than some of the aromatic compounds found in other herbs. You can also add dried nettle powder to smoothies, soups, or homemade capsules. So I am working on formulating some nettle teas and some other good things for you guys. There will be more information on all of that later. And if you're harvesting fresh nettle, remember that if you cook or you dry the leaves, this will remove the sting. So you can definitely dehydrate it, or you can blanch your nettle and make it into a pesto. I've seen a lot of people do pesto. I actually want to try that. So if you try pesto, let me know in the comments how it tastes with the stinging nettle. So before you go and buy stinging nettle, there are a few people that should be cautious. If you're pregnant, you want to talk with your healthcare provider. If you're taking medications for high blood pressure or high blood sugar, or any blood thinning diuretics, you want to ask your healthcare provider or your pharmacist whether or not nettle is safe for you to consume while you're on that medication. And if you have advanced kidney disease or you're on dialysis, before you decide to consume nettle, like I said, I would consult with your healthcare provider and also do your own research. So, stinging nettle reminds us that some of the greatest gifts in nature don't always look expensive. If I handed you this herb and I said this is one of God's greatest gifts to nature, you would not believe that it is because it's not expensive. That's how herbs are. God's gifts are not as expensive as a Louis Vuitton bag. It's just not. Sometimes it could be the herbs growing along the side of the road that hold remarkable and nutritional value. The goal here is to build a lifestyle that supports healing one choice at a time, one nourishing meal at a time, one walk, one good night's sleep, one cup of tea, and one decision after another. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who could benefit from learning more about herbs and kidney health. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, what herbs should we explore next on Kidney Diaries? I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.